Welcome to Japan Lyric Room.
This is the show where we take a close look at the lyrics in Japanese music. We try to uncover all the hidden meanings, the cultural background, and, the linguistic tricks that make these songs so special.
Think of it as your guide to understanding that deep, complex layer of modern Japanese culture that's woven right into the music.
And today, we're getting into a track that is, well, by its very nature, designed to possess you.
We are talking about the high-energy, high-concept anthem from Creepy Nuts, Otonoke.
A track that anime fans probably know very well. It's the opening theme for the first season of the huge hit TV anime, Dandadan.
And Dandadan is such a perfect fit for them. I mean, the world is just pure chaos. You've got ghosts, aliens, cryptids.
All existing and fighting side by side.
So the big question is, how do Arshite and DJ Matsunaga take that beautiful chaos and turn it into a sound that, grabs you and just refuses to let go?
Well, the answer is right there in the core concept. It really all starts with the title itself.
Okay, let's unpack that. Otonoke. It feels like it's already doing a lot of conceptual heavy lifting.
It absolutely is. Otonoke is a portmanteau. It's a combination of two Japanese words.
Right.
You have oto, which is o, meaning sound, and then you have mononoke, aa.
Which means something like an apparition, a phantom or a supernatural entity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you get sound spirit or maybe audio apparition.
I like that. Audio apparition.
And the concept goes even deeper. Creepy Nuts are basically defining their own music as the sound apparition itself.
So they're not just singing about it, they are it.
Precisely. They see themselves as this entity that possesses the listener's mind and body, not just with rhythm, but through the whole cultural context. They're saying, we are the thing that haunts you through sound.
That is such a powerful, almost confrontational way to define your art. They're telling you straight up, this music is going to haunt you. And what's so fascinating is how perfectly that mirrors the logic of the Dandadan universe.
If you connect it to the bigger picture, it makes perfect sense. In Dandadan, the supernatural creatures, they aren't just random monsters.
Right.
They possess people by resonating with a person's specific pain or sadness or even a deep obsession. The possession requires a kind of a dark empathy.
Possession through emotional resonance.
And Otonoke translates that emotional system directly into music. DJ Matsunaga's track is aggressive, but it's also incredibly addictive.
Yeah.
And Arshite's rap is so linguistically dense. The whole thing is engineered to just seep inside you, to resonate with your subconscious until it becomes like a permanent fixture in your brain.
So you aren't just listening to the song.
No.
Yeah.
You are being internally hosted by the Otonoke. This is, by design, possessory music.
So if you're listening to this analysis right now, you're already caught in their conceptual trap. You've let the music in.
And now we're just tracing the fingerprints of the haunting.
And this is where it gets really interesting, because the lyrics start to blend this ancient Japanese occult language with modern pop horror icons.
It's a seamless mix. You've got millennia of folklore and the last 30 years of J-horror cinema all served up over this hard-hitting beat.
Let's start with that first really striking phrase, that rapid-fire chant that throws us way back in time. Kuwabara, Kuwabara, Kuwabara.
This is a deep, deep cultural reference. Kuwabara is an ancient Japanese verbal amulet.
The magic chant.
Yeah, a magical phrase used in folk belief to ward off evil, mostly for things like lightning strikes or just general misfortune. If you hear thunder, an older person might still mutter it.
You hear it in old movies, right?
Yeah.
It's this almost instinctive, superstitious thing if you grew up in Japan. So what happens when Arshite takes this ancient protective spell and just repeats it, almost like a drum beat?
Well, it stops being a protection spell. It starts functioning as pure sound magic, like a sonic ritual.
Oh, I see.
By firing it off so quickly, the sound and the momentum of the word become more important than its original meaning. He's not protecting himself. He's turning the chant into a hypnotic rhythm, drawing you in.
Using the very language of fear and protection to do it.
Exactly.
And then right after that ancient chant, we jump straight to the modern era with this surprisingly lighthearted mention of two of Japan's most terrifying exports. Sadako and Kayako everywhere, welcome to the land of the dead.
I mean, that's just the all-star team of J-horror right there.
Right, so you've got Sadako from
The
Ringu
thing, yeah.
and Kayako from Ju-on or The Grudge. I mean, these two are the undisputed queens of modern J-horror. Everybody knows them.
And look how he treats them, Sada-chan, Kaya-chan. He's using that cute diminutive suffix chan.
It's like you talk about pop idols, not terrifying ghosts.
Yeah.
It takes this peak terror and makes it playful. It's like pop culture commentary.
It totally recontextualizes the fear, but the real genius is in the last part, Wansaka Yomi no Kuni.
And Yomi no Kuni is the land of the dead, right?
Yeah.
From classical Shinto mythology.
The underworld, yes. A concept that's thousands of years old, sitting right there next to horror villains from the 1990s.
Wow.
And that juxtaposition is the essence of Japanese occult culture. The ancient idea of the underworld isn't replaced by the modern ghost story. They coexist.
So they're showing that the source of fear is deep and eternal. It just keeps getting rebranded.
That's it, exactly. And that layering of old and new is key to the track's power.
Okay, so let's shift from that to the logic of fear, specifically how they play with the forbidden rules of Japanese numerology.
This is such a critical point. We're at the phrase, we're in the middle of an exorcism, but once it hits 4.44, all right. And for anyone listening who might not know, we need to talk about the number 4.
Yeah. In Japan, the number 4, shi, sounds exactly like the word for death, which is also she. It's a huge superstition, kind of like the number 13 in the West.
And 4.44 is the ultimate taboo time. 3 instances of death. It's become this institutionalized hour of bad omens, especially in things like school ghost stories. That's when the haunting always starts.
So this is the moment of peak terror, the absolute threshold of catastrophe. And in a spiritual cleansing ritual, a Goikitu, the reaction should be panic.
Or at least doubling down on the protection. But Creepy Nuts just flips it completely.
They respond with yasha.
Which is this enthusiastic, all right, or yes. They're not running from the danger, they are embracing it.
By welcoming that moment of greatest vulnerability, they're taking ownership of the fear.
They're weaponizing it. This is where they shift from just observing the chaos to becoming the possessor. By dominating that moment of terror, they step into the role of the Otonoke.
And they keep pushing that numerical taboo even further in the next line.
Yeah, to its absolute extreme. Shichaku Shisen Shibu-sama, the 4 shaku, 4 sun, 4 bu-sama.
This name, it's a direct reference to a specific creature from modern Japanese urban legends, right? Internet horror.
Yes, often described as a very tall, thin female figure.
And its height is specifically defined by the number 4. 4 shaku, 4 sun, 4 bu. It's this almost obsessive stacking of the number 4. Why is that so potent?
It connects back to an ancient concept called Kotodama.
Yeah, the belief that words themselves have spiritual power.
Exactly. The idea that speaking certain words or numbers can actually affect reality. So by naming a monster with this triple-stacked, death-associated number, the name itself becomes a concentrated curse.
So if you know the legend, just hearing the name gives you that intellectual chill. It's a really clever, knowledge-based kind of horror.
For sure. You need the cultural context for the scare to fully hit. It's proof this song is designed for listeners who really appreciate knowing the scaffolding behind the beat.
It's all about those layers of understanding. Okay, let's move into the pure linguistic tricks now. The moments where Arshite's rapping skill just explodes.
We're moving past meaning here and into sheer sonic force.
With the phrase, Kamenacha, bang around, hey?
Yeah, Kamenacha. The sound is so aggressive, but what is it?
I was wondering that.
It's very likely a Japanese pronunciation or sort of a phonetic collapse of the English phrase, coming at you.
Coming at you. Oh, wow. That changes everything. It turns the line into a clear declaration of attack.
Exactly. The actual meaning becomes secondary to the aggressive velocity of it. The sound pressure carries the message. It's pure rap pleasure, where the words are just weaponized noise.
The sound of the apparition launching its assault. And speaking of linguistic weapons, the next line is a masterful pun that really only works perfectly in Japanese.
Literally, you've been possessed. This is just magnificent wordplay. It all hinges on how Japanese has so many homophones.
You're playing on Otsukaresama.
Right, which is this incredibly common standard phrase you say to someone who's worked hard, like, good job, or thanks for your effort.
But the word tsukari in Otsukaresama
is phonetically identical to tsukaru, which means to be possessed.
So he's saying, you think you're just tired from working, but literally, you are possessed. It transforms a mundane, everyday greeting into this deeply unsettling diagnosis.
It's so witty and so sharp, it just shows his high-level linguistic skill. He's confirming the possession not with a scream, but with this casual, clever punchline that makes you smile, even as it confirms your fear.
And then, get to the final moment of invasion. The phrase that signals the possession is complete. The repeated chant.
It got in, it got in.
Like the 4 shaku reference? This is another direct pull from internet creepypasta, isn't it?
Yes, specifically the horror story known as Yamanoke.
Yamanoke story.
Right. In that story, a girl who is fully taken over by this entity just utters this chilling, repeated word, Haireta. It means, "It has entered," or "I have been allowed in."
It's the sound of the entity successfully invading its host.
And in the context of Otonoke, it symbolizes the exact moment the music has succeeded. The sound has permanently entered your brain and you can't get it out.
You are the host.
What's so amazing here is that Otonoke isn't depicting a monster that's, attacking from the outside. It's a monster that uses familiarity and resonance to slide inside you and just set up camp.
The monster is already inside you.
Precisely. This track is just a culmination of Japan's entire supernatural history. You have ancient charms, modern J-horror stars, number taboos, school legends, internet creepypasta.
And even English slang.
All of it fused together by DJ Matsunaga's beat and Arshite's surgical word choice to create this singular, unforgettable sonic entity.
So Creepy Nuts didn't just deliver a high-energy anime theme. They delivered a controlled act of musical possession. They're daring you to listen again, knowing you might never shake it.
Once you listen, the beat just lives in your head rent-free. If you find yourself hitting repeat, humming the melody, or just thinking about these phrases hours later, you aren't just enjoying the music. You become the host.
So the question we want to leave you with is this. The next time you press play on Otonoke, are you choosing to listen to the song, or are you consenting to the possession?
Thank you so much for joining us for this analysis.
We're always updating our website with detailed lyric breakdowns and cultural background for a whole range of Japanese songs.
So if you want to explore these lyrics even more, please do check out the links in the description below to visit our website.
And if you enjoyed this discussion, we'd love it if you'd subscribe or follow us wherever you get your shows.
Definitely. And if you have any feedback or requests for songs you want us to cover, please let us know in the comments.
Until next time.
This has been Japan Lyric Room.